Hello, welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I'm your host today. And hello, Henny. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, guys in the chat. Happy New Year, y'all. We made it through 2023 some kind of way, huh? Woo! Well, I'm going to post the link for the room here. If anyone wants to come in. All right, there it is. And I'm going to be reading from a book by someone named Sienna Green. And I'm going to put the picture up here so you can see what the book is. I figured this is better than trying to hold it up to the screen. Oh. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Fatigued, but happy to see you all.
Do what?
I said fatigued, but very happy to see you all.
Good to see you too. I had my I realized I had my computer volume turned down as I asked you a question, heard nothing. Hello, Ben. Hello, Tara. Hi, Cece. Thank you. Hi, Christy.
Hey, how are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm good. Let me pull up the comments here. So, Rebecca, good to see you back.
Good to see you
Yes.
too. I'm just.
Well, I hope you get feeling better.
Well, I have to go back to work starting tomorrow, which, really, I cannot complain. I've had several days off, really. I should not be complaining, but I am not ready, and I didn't do as much as I wanted to. So today was spent doing a whole bunch of meal prep and then freezing stuff. And I think I've got laundry. Oh yeah, I got to put laundry in the dryer. It's good. I'm just very fatigued. But it started out as a good beginning of the year. I'm going to have some great food later, and I made creamy Brussels sprouts. It's got little bacon bits in it and cheese. Oh,
yeah,
that's dinner tonight.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Hi, Ben. Hi, Tara. Cece. My computer did the right thing.
Friends too. This is a great place. Some great people are here.
Yes, yes.
I agree. Hello, everyone in chat too.
Hi, Plant Freak. Well, I was going to bring a picture of the book that I wanted to read from about sobriety, and it's more her personal story than anything. Let's see here. Okay, can we do it like this? How's that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is from her intro. She has two. This is the second of two books. One of them is 101 Reasons Why to Quit Drinking, and this is 101 Ways How to Tell People You're Not Drinking.
Okay.
Yeah. And she says in the introduction, I've been sober for 7 years now. I consider giving up booze the most important decision I've made in my life. I would concur with that for myself as well.
Yeah.
Someone who has always struggled to stick to anything, I'm incredibly proud of my resolve. Yeah, and that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is there's a lot of ingredients that go into sobriety, but that's your primary ingredient, is that resolve. The only time I even think about drinking these days is when I'm watching one of the many reality shows I watch with my husband. As you're probably aware, the focal point of these shows is typically the drunken nights out. I watch, not longing to participate, but rather with an overwhelming sense of relief that I will never again experience another morning after. Never again will I groan awake in a too bright room, still wearing last night's clothes. Never again will I endure the headache that feels like my brain is trying to smash through my suddenly shrunken skull. Ooh. You know, I quit drinking when I was 28, and I never really had hangovers. Occasionally, if it would be a really, really big bender. But hey, Pup Grimmer. Hey, Chris, Lord Kiss Freak.
Hello. Hi.
And yeah, so I was still in my 20s when I quit drinking. I can only imagine if I'd gone into my 30s and 40s. Because I know what a concussion feels like, and that's exactly, she described it. I can't imagine waking up with that, especially having, been brought on by booze, Wow. I mean, that's another thing that I probably was able to hide it from myself, is the fact that I didn't have hangovers,
So it made you
a
kind
lot
of
of ways like that I can hide it from myself, that I didn't have a problem, That was just one of them. One of them was also that I was a lightweight. It didn't take much to get me where I wanted to get when I'd pick up a drink,
I see that. Yeah.
And never again will I experience the same sense of impending doom that comes with the dawning. Fragmented remembrances of the incriminating things I said or did, or worse, the hours I have absolutely no recollection of at all. The feeling of waking up fresh every morning never gets old. What does get old, though, is some fuckwit asking me, why don't you drink alcohol? It really starts to mess with my zen after the 10th time of asking. You start to understand why we live on such a drunk planet when alcohol is the only drug we have to justify not taking. Isn't that something?
Oh, wow. That's an interesting way to frame that.
Yeah, it is. And it's
Yeah. I never thought of that.
It's still odd to me how effed up this whole question is. The fact that alcohol is a chemical depressant that releases the stress hormone called cortisol, which makes us stressed, and the highest rating alongside radiation and asbestos for substance linked to causing cancers, should be good enough reasons not to ask. If anything, we should make them feel awkward by asking them, why do you drink alcohol? It's literally one of those worst things you can do for every aspect of your life. Yet we still have to justify not drinking. Not only that, but some people make you feel awkward about saying, why don't you drink alcohol? As if we were some alien species. On the other hand, some might be intrigued to ask deeper questions, always wanting to discover if we had an exciting past, which couldn't be further from the truth by the end of my drinking career. Luckily, the anonymous nature of my recovery means I only tell them so much or just make it up. And I'll just get to, she's got a backstory before getting into reasons one, but I thought I'd go ahead and give us humorous ways to say, I don't drink alcohol. 1, no thanks. I'm trying an experiment to see if people like me when I keep my top on. I love that too, Plant Freak. Yeah, I'll probably end up using it at some point, somewhere. Number 2, I am effing insane without it. If you want to add fuel to the fire, it's on you, chump. Number 3, I don't drink. If I wanted to wake up broke, shivering, and regretful, I'd buy more crypto. I really thought I was on to something.
This is awesome.
The last time I drank, I woke up in a strange bathtub with stitches down my side. I'm not letting it happen another time.
Oh my.
We're old enough to remember that urban legend.
Actually, what's sad is it's not so much an urban legend anymore in certain places in the world.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah. But yes, there was an urban legend of that in the United States. I remember that.
And you have to be kind of old to remember it. Hi, Rolling Stone. Hi, CK.
Yes, CK, hi.
I'm going through this hilarious list of things to say to people when they ask you, why don't you drink? Number 5, I can't stand the bar scene. If I want to watch rambling idiots run into things, I hang out with my kids. We know you really love your kids, wink. Number 6, I'm sober these days, although sometimes I'll kick a stranger in the face over a stolen bar stool just for old time's sake. I haven't done it, but I've witnessed it. Number 7, I don't drink alcohol because I'm training for the 2068 Olympics. That should get them thinking.
Oh boy.
Number 8, I don't drink anymore, but sometimes I still piss all over the floor and eat 3 large pieces to relax. Oh, those are good, I gotta say. And that would get somebody thinking,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
Depending
Oh
on
my
how much
goodness.
they've had to drink, they might be thinking about that a long time.
Right? You would hope, that they wouldn't just launch into oh, well, why don't we go forget about what she just said and go drink some more? Or he just said the 2068 Olympics. That is great stuff.
That is.
So yeah, happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
We made it. We're sober. We're here. We're recovering from all sorts of things. Don't join a cult to get sober. That's my number 1 motto.
Maybe
Just
don't go
don't
that
join a
route.
cult.
Just
Ever.
don't join a cult. That's
Yeah,
right.
just don't do it. If you need
Yeah.
stories between Carol and I, we can give you a few.
Plenty. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man, I've started remembering some stuff, man. It, it was a weird dynamic when the meetings would run, like we'd start at like 10 or 11 in the morning, and it would go till like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You'd go grab a quick meal and you'd have to be back by 6 for prayer an hour before the service. And then the service would go until 11, 12, sometimes 1. And of course, all of us had jobs. We all had to work, you know. A cult is not self-sustaining. Usually it's sustaining somebody, but it ain't the members.
Right.
I've got a sober cult, Tara says. I don't go to AA anymore. Yeah. AA has its place. I was in it for about 7 months. And it was good for helping me get sober, but I recognized a few months in that it was not going to be helpful in keeping me sober. At least not the meetings that I was able to find. Yeah. And people impose rules, I've noticed, that have nothing to do with the big book. Or they take a principle in the big book and make it a rule. And that's when you get into the culty aspect of it.
Yeah.
I've told someone when they ask, I'm clumsy enough on my own, I don't need help. Then I get diagnosed with hypermobility syndrome. Oh no, Pub Grimmer. That sounds terrible. I hope there's some therapies and treatments for it. CK says, when I tried it a couple of times, it gave me depression and heartburn. There you go. It's really good at that. Rolling Stone says, I went to an AA meeting yesterday. That's kind of how I feel. It's a good thing, but I'm not really a 12-stepper. I never could really latch on to the 12 steps, because for me, all those things that you do, for me, they happen more or organically than making it a conscious, okay, I'm gonna make amends to this person today. I may not be ready to face this person today, or they may not be ready to hear, from me, because,
Right.
because I did some pretty bad things. I loved AA for the first 18 months of my sobriety, but I think I outgrew it. Maybe I'll go back one day, but meeting is like this are so helpful for now. Yeah. I've tried to go back. And then it's always a reminder to me of why I quit going. But it's not going to be that way for everybody. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
We all have
Yeah.
different needs, and it takes what it takes,
Yeah.
Can
And
I
I think
ask? Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Christy, please.
just going to say, it takes a lot to know, hey, this works for me, or I've outgrown it, and find something else. I mean, that's very self-aware. But go ahead, Rebecca. What were you going to ask?
No, I was just going to ask because alcohol at this point has not been my addiction of choice. So, and I've never done AA, and without sharing something that you're not supposed to, what is that like? Because I have a friend who goes, and she's been sober a little over a year now.
Okay.
And I've always, like, if people would make a comment about my drinking or me not drinking, I just always used, if they knew me, I use my depression meds because I don't need to add to that. And
Oh no,
I don't drink.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in several years, but it's because you don't mix with your anxiety and depression meds. You just let me add to the stuff on my plate to do.
Right.
What was I going to say to that?
Kind of what it's like that, because I guess I don't know how it relates to being in a cult.
Oh, okay. Well, there are meetings that are open, meaning that you don't have to be in AA to go. You can go in support of somebody. Are you close enough to that friend that you could ask to go along to an open meeting sometime?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe do that. Basically what they do is they kind of open the meeting. They have a structure that they go by, and they read the 12 steps and the I think it's 12 steps and 12 principles of AA. And then they allow people, usually it's like 1 or 2 minutes to share.
Okay.
And you can share or you don't have to. One of the big things that when someone stands up to share, the big thing is stand up and say, hi, I'm so-and-so and I'm an alcoholic.
Okay.
Which I like the smart recovery approach that, that was our past. We're looking at the present and the future, which is not drinking right now. And there's something that, and I felt that too. I felt that saying that I was an alcoholic was disingenuous, because part of me still wasn't convinced that I was an absolute alcoholic. I felt like mine was a lot of circumstantial, like a lot of mental health managing with alcohol and certain drugs. And so part of me wasn't convinced that I was a full-on alcoholic, but then another part of me recognized that it almost killed me. When I got sober, I began to wake up to the reality that I was killing myself. I was a size 0 or size 2 in the 7th grade, and I was wearing a dress and zipping it up that I had in the 7th or 8th grade. I could zip the thing up. So yeah, I was not in good shape.
Yeah.
And I had stopped eating, the most that I would eat would be Keebler cookies. Every once in a while, I'd sit down if somebody offered me something really good to eat, I'd eat it,
Mhm.
But, that didn't happen very often. And I'd drink coffee and I'd eat cookies and I'd go to the bar or go to the liquor store or whatever, and that would be my day. And I did not have a home at that time. I was couch surfing. So, it was Northwest Arkansas, and you could still be homeless in those days and not have to be out on the streets. It's not that way now at all.
Right.
The area has tripled in population, maybe this whole area, and we have a fairly significant homeless population, especially for the kind of area that we are. It's a lot of rural spots, throughout Northwest Arkansas, and so, but the rural mindset is slowly fading into the background as city encroaches upon all the farms and cow pastures and hay fields.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Ben, you're trying no nicotine again. Probably won't help my liver values, but it can't hurt. It certainly can help your heart, which I would think if your liver's under any kind of stress, that could put some stress on your heart. So there's that. It's been a day. So much I'm unsure how the lies I was told before Christmas are okay. Apparently the investigation isn't fully done, but the worker got to say that to poke the bear. Oh.
To see what happened.
So I'm trying to understand who lied to see what would happen. What would happen? Oh, just to see if you would get angry. I hope you didn't give her the satisfaction, or him, whatever it is.
The investigation isn't fully
Lord
done.
Kisfree, can you share what I just sent on here? Yes. Let me look and see if I can find it. All right, let's see. Well, Lord Kisfree. Huh. Okay. Hi, Rolling Stone. Let's see here.
Thank you, Shell, for saying my hair looks cute down. It's not poofy today. Sometimes it's really poofy, and that's why I get it pulled back.
Well, Chris, if I can't find it, can you type it out again? I'm sorry to put you through that. I don't see anything. I just see you're saying hi to people, and I don't see anything else.
Are you talking about Chris?
Yeah.
He said, Carol, can you share what I just sent you on here?
Maybe an email? Maybe?
Did you send it as an email or
like Facebook Messenger or?
Okay. Here it is. Okay. All right.
So Plant Fruit, were they trying to bait you to get angry? Is that what that was about? The social worker wanted to see if
I really want to find out what's going on.
Yeah, she says yes to see if I would get angry. That's not right.
No, it's not.
No,
I
did not. The workers here called to do the speaking for me. Thank goodness, no English speaking today. Oh.
Okay, where are we? We're individual. Yes, and Tara says, yes, we're all individual and have the right to define our own recovery. Recovery is not a one size fits all. And that's the truth. That is the 100% truth. Rolling Stone, it honestly seems like a lot of beating up on yourself. Yes, and raking over awful memories. I'd rather focus on the positives and find productive things to do. Same. Yeah.
Hey, Nick. Come in.
Hi, Anit. I think the 12 steps were helpful, says Tara, in terms of a surface clean. But for deep cleaning, I've needed professional support from a therapist. Makes a lot of sense. A whole lot of sense.
Well, and therapists can help you get to those deeper levels, to really see the patterns and I can understand how that would really help a lot.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're habitually drinking, chances are pretty good that you're running from something.
Yeah.
That's within yourself. It's not the case with every person. I know that. But a lot of times that is exactly what we're doing. It's just a way to hide from.
Yeah, even like with my eating disorder, it was a coping mechanism. And I didn't know that. I mean, I really didn't until it was pointed out to me. And it never would have been pointed out to me if I hadn't gone to therapy. I think therapy is a really important piece of just coming to terms with your life. Everybody's got something, some people's are definitely look very different, but I think it's important to do that for yourself, to help you understand, learn to manage. For sure.
I'm trying to get your picture up, Chris. Let's see. Sorry, you guys. Let's see. In the meantime, AAA or AA, in my opinion, is better. Unfortunately, I can't keep reading it once I just hit it to go up on the screen. Come on now, please. Don't be like that. Here we go. AA, in my opinion, is better because NA is full of drug dealers outside waiting for us to go out. Yeah. Yeah. NA, it felt pretty unsafe for me in those days, especially my early days of recovery when I was super vulnerable because I'd super gotten myself unhealthy. I think I should keep it up for the connection to sober folks. Plus, it's good to find the sober events they plan. Yeah. Yeah. For that, for all of that, it's great. And you know what? Probably there are meetings where there is some actual recovery and some healthy people. And that's the trick, is finding those meetings. And then and Tara says, some people in AA told me that I hadn't worked the steps correctly because I still had unprocessed trauma. Like, huh? I just needed a deeper level of trauma processing with a professional. Yeah, you did. Yeah, the steps are not a cure-all. And that's what they act like it is. And like I said, I couldn't even make a connection to them, because everything on there is an organic process as far as for me, and it doesn't go 1, 2, 3,
Right. Are you supposed to do them in order of 1, 2, 3?
I don't know. I never really could find a sponsor that could really even tell me, how that was supposed to go. And only your opinion, CK. I think you're right. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't a drug dealer wait, to hook somebody up with what they're trying to kick? Why wouldn't they? If they'll deal drugs, they'll do anything to deal them. All right. NA was rough. Tara, I agree, CK. I preferred AA, yeah. Even though NA was appropriate for me, it wasn't good. Boy, vey, the 12 steps don't really do a whole lot for trauma. They do not, Ben. Northwest Arkansas is beautiful. Is that where you are now, Carol? It is, yes. I am about 30 miles south and east of Fayetteville, the college town where the University of Arkansas is. And standing up was the worst part. I never did it. I said I pass. Yeah. And nobody's forced to speak, so that's good. You might be encouraged by people after the meeting. You really should share, but you don't have to. It's just as good to hear the stuff as it is to say the stuff. I've traveled all over the country, and I've always said the people in Arkansas are simply the nicest in the whole country. A Rolling Stone. Yeah. Before other people started moving in, it was a lot like that, and it still is. But yeah, we're becoming just like everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just been a population boom. Stasia, that is some manipulative BS right there. Yep. This is a Rolling Stone, and I agree.
Yep.
I did. So I'm going to assume that's you did not get angry to give that worker the satisfaction, but the workers here called to do the speaking for me. Thank goodness. No English speaking today. Okay. Happy New Year to everyone, by the way, Rolling Stone. Maybe he sent it on Facebook. Yeah. Here it is. I'm going to put it up. I put it in here. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can get that to show up here.
Hi, Tammy. Nice to see you. Pep Groomer and Tara both said yes. The 12 steps are designed to be worked in order. Cute. AA meeting. It's got all the batteries. That's classic. That's classic.
That is good. All right. I was in hospital for eating disorders or anorexia 2 times for 6 weeks, says CK. And when I got out, I had to go to OA meetings. Okay. And that was a little better because they talked about body dysmorphia, etc. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. CC wants to know, Plant Freak, do you have a friend to go over everything with? I'm houseless too. Well, we'll just pray that changes. However we do that. We do a 1 when we send good thoughts, positive vibes, hugs, prayers, whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hello.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, that happened today. I had the workers call and they're just like, this is a typical move, what she did. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm happy I didn't send any emails other than the letter that I had gotten from the doctor. And instead I sent all of my feelings to my lawyer. So the feelings were spot on. My feelings were spot on.
Yeah.
So
good.
that
was smart.
Crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was the workers here. I took the email upstairs and I said, is this okay to send? And they're just like, I suggest you don't. I suggest you send this to your lawyer. And we can just, if more behaviors come up, then we have to call them. And more behaviors came up, and it was like, okay, we have to call them now. And then the worker was told, oh, the investigation is not complete. Well, she was told it was complete just before the holidays. And then the worker hangs up the phone and says, nope, this is something we've seen before. They're trying to see how worked up people can get. So, and also because my file says,
I wonder.
Sorry?
Does anybody have a clue what the end game is in that?
Yeah, I think it's because of the diagnosis of bipolar that now they have a letter on. I think that they were trying to see how I would react and how my mental health would react. And I'm happy I reacted the way I have, and I'm happy that I've gone about things the way that I have. But imagine if you did have that diagnosis. So that's a bit manipulative. It's to me,
messed up.
Right?
That's cruel and abusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said to them upstairs, I asked for help. I'm the one who asked for help. He wouldn't have ever asked for help. I asked for help. I kept pushing and I kept saying, why aren't you involved? And then finally, when they get involved, this is where I'm put, So it was a bit much. And also, I heard something about ones just before I jumped in here. If we can send some ones to Quiet Girl, she's having a pretty rough time right now. And if we can send some love and support her way, that would really be wonderful.
Yeah.
Just sorry, in the midst of all my stuff there too. That's ADHD for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's
that it should,
I agree with Pup Groomer on that. Disgusting on their part.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally. Beyond.
So I'm happy again. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, what did your
attorney say about
I haven't been able to fully talk to her yet. Other than her saying that it's not a good idea to send this email. And, we'll talk again in the new year. So I know that she's back. I believe it's Friday this week, Thursday or Friday, because she's got court Thursday next week. So she needs a few days to prepare. Right. And we have 2 meetings I have 2 meetings with Child Services on the 8th and the 9th. So the 8th, I've got to do my best to just kind of bring down the level a bit, because I'll be dealing directly with the worker who spoke to me just before Christmas. And then the 9th is basically like a third-party individual that still works for Child Services, but assesses the case, somebody who had never seen it prior to making a judgment.
Right.
So that I'm happy that that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy that that's the case, because I was really scared that it would be the individual who I have had translation issues with, or was told before Christmas how this was going to work. And I was just like, okay, I'm not okay with this right now.
Right. Well, the good thing is, so a way to reframe it is that you are onto her game. So she's just doing this to get to you. And, you know that she's doing it because you were misdiagnosed, and she's trying to, force something that maybe she thinks should happen. And, so I think having that kind of knowledge, and you've navigated these kinds of things before, dealing with someone who's trying to get you wound up, trying to, get you to respond in a negative way, what that looks like, what that feels like. Do some breathing and some meditation before you go in. Pause before you answer would be my suggestion. Just take a pause. Just because somebody asks you a question, you don't have to answer straight away. So even if she asks you a question and it's leading, or you feel some kind of way about it, do some of the box breathing before you answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can do
kind of take that minute to think.
Yes.
And nobody has to rush you and force you into a rushed answer.
Okay.
No.
The awkward silence is their discomfort, and let them have that.
Okay.
Let them have some of the discomfort they're trying to dish out.
Yeah. No, that's great. I wouldn't have even thought about that, like the pausing, because to me, like, I guess because I was a foster kid, it was like you always be super honest and super open with them. And so I was that. And now it's like, I don't regret being open and being honest, but I regret not pausing or thinking about what my rights were in answering all of those questions.
See, Kay, there was a social worker that was really nasty just to try to get a rise out of Stasia, and I guess it had something to do with a false bipolar diagnosis, completely false. And Rolling Stone says, Stasia, it sounds like you handled it really well. Which not only puts them in the wrong, it makes you look really good. Yeah. Put it on the record, says Pup Grimmer. Yep.
Yeah. And I've already sent an email to my lawyer prior to this knowledge today. And every point that I made was solidified today. So it's like my feelings were right. My gut was right. So I can also reframe that for myself, saying, okay, look, your gut was right. You were on the right track. It gives me that confidence to believe that my gut is worth listening to.
Right.
Ben says staying quiet is a really, really, really good tool, but it is really hard.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Well, remember that those little shorts I sent you of that guy that's like, and follow me,
Yes.
the one that, and follow me, follow him, because he is
Jefferson Fisher.
Yeah, he's an attorney who deals with narcissists and how to navigate questions and how to answer them. You might find something in there that would be helpful. But, I think so often the reason we're so quick to answer is because we're in a fast-paced society. We listen to answer, we don't listen to understand. And I think if you go in and you're really listening to understand, that is a whole different thing. Because if you go in, I mean, they kind of have you on guard when you go in anyway, because it's what it is. It's social services, it's your kid, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. But when you go in and you listen, and if they say, well, we need an answer, say, come up with something like, give me a moment to think how I want to articulate this. Something like that. And but when you go in listening to understand, you have a whole different approach to it. So go in listening to understand as opposed to listening to answer.
Yes.
And you don't have to answer straight away. I mean, who cares if you take 5 minutes to formulate it, I mean, if you've got to tell the person off in your mind so you don't tell them off in person, do that first, and then, okay, well, and just, and it's what, an hour?
2.
It's 2 hours. You can get through 2 hours. If you got through 11 years, you can get through 2 hours.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You can get through 2 hours.
And that's how I'm trying to think of it. It's just, the systems that I'm involved with right now are systems that are slightly broken. And no matter what, those systems aren't going to break right now so that they can be rebuilt. I just need to deal with the way that it is and keep myself as calm as possible through all of it. And again, the feeling of I am grateful I am at the women's shelter right now is even stronger, because I would have sent that email to the worker. I would have, there's so many things I would have done if I didn't have that in-between person to be like, no, we understand how they work. And especially here, we know how they work. So don't do that, or yes, do that, or let us call for you. And then even today, they took about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just trying to get Rowan to understand that it's okay to have emotions. You just need to talk about them. So I think we're going to have a few more meetings for him as well, which is going to be, I think, extremely important. I told them I'm really scared he's closing off and shutting down, like emotionally. That he's trying to figure out how to keep it in, and it's not going to be good for him. It's going to be exactly what I was taught as a kid, and I want to break those cycles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and if all you've ever seen in a home is your emotion causes problems, then, of course, it's going to cause you to not share those problems. And emotions are difficult to navigate for anyone, especially for children, but they're
Yeah.
difficult to navigate for anyone because we're such a society of everybody not wanting to feel, let me not lump everybody into, but a society of like, you don't have to feel, kind of just being this level baseline, and that's not how we're designed as humans. We're
No.
designed to feel things, and it's just
Yeah.
tools in which we use to cope with that is where the breakdown happens,
Mhm.
and I think it's very wise of you to see these things and journal these things too, that way down the road in the future, right now you're in the moment, it's happening.
Mhm.
Journal with his behaviors you were seeing. Journal what the therapist told you to do, because you might forget it in 6 months because, I mean, so much happens. But if you write it down step by step, that's a really good thing. You can go back and look in your journal and be like, oh, hey, okay, but DBT works for kids. One thing I used to do
Okay.
with my kids all the time, I would get down to their level and it would be, look in my eyes. I need you to look at me. And I
Okay.
wouldn't stand above them. I would just get down to the level and I'd be like, all right, we're going to breathe. Let's breathe together. Box breathing works great for kids too. But that's what I would always do. And even when my adult children now call me and they're in hysterics, I'm like, okay, I need you to slow down because I can't help you when you're this worked up. Like I can't hear you. But I always drop down to their level. And there's something about just looking them in the eye, just be like, look at me, focus on me. Because what they do, then instead of focusing on their emotion, you're getting them into that wise mind and you're getting
Yeah.
them to focus on you, which takes them out of the emotion. Because we all
Okay.
know emotions they're helpful, but you don't make good choices and you don't respond well in it.
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
that that's that DBT thing of turning it around, doing something, getting yourself out of that. If
Mhm.
he's a touchy person, here, hold your bear. Let's, have whatever, a piece of candy. Let's smell this, whatever it is.
Okay.
That's going to be, and then what you're doing too is you're teaching him how to manage his emotions. That it's okay to
Yeah.
feel this way. Let's talk about this. And that can be a
Yes.
hard thing too, if that's something you were never taught. But then you could also come at it and say, let's learn this together.
That's
I
what I've
don't
been
know how
trying
to.
to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I've been
Let's
trying to say
come
is let's
together.
both learn this together. You're learning it
Yeah,
and I'm learning it. So
yeah,
I'm trying
Yeah.
to, but I'm
yeah,
gonna try some of the DBT stuff too. And like I do the look in my eye, but I don't get down to his level. So that might help a little bit
yeah,
more so that he doesn't
Yeah.
feel like I'm the authoritarian standing over
Yeah.
him. I
yeah.
never thought about
Go.
that aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime my kids were upset or any kid is upset, the first thing that I do, I mean, well, these days they could be 10 years old and all they'd have to do is look me in the eye. But I always got down to their level because it's less intimidating. And
Yeah.
as he gets to, maybe he'll be taller than you and you can be like, sit down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's gonna
But
tower over me, no problem. Men on my side of the family and men on the other side of the family are extremely tall. So I will be the midget mother.
yeah.
Timothy, no, where she does. She says, "I don't know where you are, Stasia, but in New York, they have advocates who can be there with you. I don't know if that would be an attorney in your case, or
So my
is that
lawyer won't be able to be with me, but there is a social worker here that will be taking me and staying with me on Monday the 8th. On the 9th, we're trying to figure out if there is a social worker available. We think that there is one, but the schedule isn't completely done yet. So they're kind of hoping to be able to throw one more in the schedule if need be, because I'm gonna need people those days,
Mhm.
yeah,
and especially and preferably English speaking.
Right, right, right.
Because the one that's coming with me on Monday, we use Translate a lot with one another, just so that we understand that we were translating what was said properly. But
Mhm,
honestly,
yeah,
like she's understands that if she speaks French slow enough, I get it.
mhm.
But
okay,
sometimes we're just too quick or too worked up that we can't speak slow enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See if it's actually locked on the other side.
Go ahead. I'll come get it if it's locked, okay?
It's because I did lock it.
Okay.
Rolling Stone wants to know, Stasia, is there another lawyer that in that firm that can go with you?
Sadly, no, because this one is the child services lawyer, and then I have another one for Superior Court, and then I will have another one for criminal. Yes, give me 1 second, sorry.
And so that everybody knows, because everybody might not know, Stasia is actually in another country, so she's not in the state. So kind of some of the things that we have to go by don't really translate over there. It's a good idea. It's good suggestions, but just so
Yes.
you guys know, she actually is in another country.
I am in Canada.
Huh?
I'm in Canada.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to say like where you were.
I'm fine. We can say the province even. I live in Quebec and I'm trying to get back home to Ontario. I realize that maybe I just realized that maybe some people haven't heard my story from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing that. I'm just nervous sharing the town that I'm in. That's it. But I'm in Canada and currently in Quebec trying to get back to Ontario where both my son and I were born and where my daughter lives with her dad.
And you'll get there.
Yeah.
I know. Slowly but surely.
I've traveled all over Canada, but I've never been to Quebec or Ontario. I've been
Ontario,
to Alberta, BC, Yukon.
yes. And I would suggest if you ever get the chance, PEI. That island, I went this summer and it was the first time I went and it is stunning. The people are so friendly. It is just one of my favorite places on the planet. And I've done Europe. That was tons of fun, but that was, again, I had to learn a language. I had to go there. Whereas PEI just feels like a whole little country of its own. It doesn't even feel like it's part of Canada.
Now that's kind of outside of like Seattle, right? It's like Washington is here, and because you're talking Prince Edward Island, right?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
No, that's okay. That's what I thought. We looked at going there once, and then it just didn't work out. But
it's beautiful. If anybody gets the chance, I would go, just saying. And if you just want friendly people, you go to Manitoba, because those are the friendliest people I have met. And it says it on the license plate, friendly Manitoba.
I gotta say, in Canada, I never really met anyone that wasn't friendly. Everybody was pretty nice. But like you said, I was kind of...
I agree. And I've only been to Victoria and Ontario. I've been to, I'm sure. So
Quebec is a different country of its own, and they're trying to separate, and they have been trying to separate for years. I say just make them their own country. It's fine, but wait for me to leave, please.
Chris says, Lord Kissfree, Chris says, PEI is amazing. My mom lives there.
Perfect. Got visiting opportunities. Getting Kleenexes thrown at me. Oh my goodness.
We're almost at the top of the hour. Did we want to go a few more minutes to see if Quiet Girl comes on? Or...
Yeah, Quiet Girl had wanted to come on.
Yeah. Should somebody reach out to her?
Is there an opportunity, Carol, if she's available maybe later, to kind of do what you did on Christmas, like when, like you can pop in when you're available, but I will be there 100%. If I know that she's coming on, I will be on with her. Like there will be a second person if need be, no matter what. Okay.
Yeah. I can totally do that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My son's here, so I don't know how long he'll be here with us, but yeah.
Okay.
But beyond that, I can totally be present here, but I can totally open it up for you guys.
Yeah, even if that's an opportunity that you would be able to give us, then I'm very happy to figure out how to keep him settled or mute myself or whatever it may be to make sure that she's getting that time. I know she really, really needs it.
And I'm available too. I mean, if somebody just messages me and on Messenger or something and lets me know, I can be here too.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that your voice might be a really helpful voice right now, to be honest.
Mine?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Just with
I,
what all the things that I know, she's processing and dealing with, I think it would be helpful. The reframing, especially.
oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm available, so just let me
Okay.
know, or like I said, I don't know if somebody wanted to reach out and see how she's doing right now. Like, I mean, I don't have to hurry off if she's really in need of something. Um,
Yeah.
so if
Yeah.
somebody
And
wants,
I'll eventually hop on.
yeah,
Yeah. But
Okay.
I do want to visit with Luke if I can.
Yeah, 100%. I understand that. Yeah. And I don't want you feeling like you're neglecting us when he's there either, because you're not
yeah,
neglecting us at all.
no,
I can only imagine the pull feeling.
Yeah. I was like, I had my laptop by me so that I could see when I needed to toggle somebody in.
Yeah.
mhm.
And we were watching The Man on the Moon, the movie about Andy Kaufman.
One of my
Oh,
favorites.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And Jim Carrey, I'm sorry, Canadian, and just, I'm biased. As soon as they're Canadian, I love them. So,
Yeah.
right.
sorry. I threw the Kleenex bag
And I,
back at him and it was directly in his face.
Whoops.
All right, there we go. I'm putting not right now. That's enough.
Says anyone wanting another meeting and or additional support later today, I'll be going live at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time on my channel. Everyone is invited. So that would be,
Perfect.
which is 6:15 Central Time
yeah,
and
and
7:15
7:15.
Eastern Time.
Okay.
And that would be 5:15 Mountain Time,
Mhm.
Okay.
which is like Colorado
And I'm
area.
sorry.
Hey!
Thank
Hi.
you so much. Hi.
Let me see.
She's not on the picture. She just said hi down here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's Minecraft Christy. We have Pretty Lady Christy and we have Minecraft Christy.
We can go ahead and do the meditation, and then just shoot me a text or an email letting me know when you guys are wanting to come on, and I'll get it set up.
Yeah,
Perfect. And I'll try and contact her after this just to kind of see how she's doing. I talked to her a bit on the phone earlier.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, anything I can do to help, just let me know. I'm free.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and do some deep breathing and a meditation. Um, to start off the first day of 2024 right and put us in a positive, wonderful direction. All right, so let's go ahead and do 3 of the box breathing. So we'll breathe in through our nose, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale, allowing our shoulders to drop and getting all of the air out of our lungs. We'll do that 3 times, and then we will go into the meditation. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes. Get loose, shake it out a little bit, and drop into your heart space, whether that's placing your hand on your heart or imagining a small version of yourself going into your heart center, all the while sitting in the love that you have for yourself. We're going to go ahead and do 3 box breathing. So go ahead and breathe in, hold, and exhale. Breathe in, hold, and exhale. And last one, breath in, hold, and exhale. Today we're going to do a grounding meditation. So I want you to imagine yourself sitting in a place where you feel safe and comfortable, whatever that might look like for you. Take a moment to notice all of the surroundings around you. I'm picturing myself out in a prairie, sitting on the ground surrounded by beautiful leaves of pink the purple and yellow, as the sun slowly dips into the horizon and the sky is painted beautiful colors of orange, pink, blue, really, really deep, beautiful colors that only the beautiful artist could paint. And as you sit in this sacred space of yours, take a moment to think about what you would like to accomplish for yourself for this next year. Think of that one thing that is really important to you and set an intention that you give yourself all year to accomplish this, not just days or weeks or months. Imagine how it would feel when you have accomplished this for yourself. The joy and the pride that you would have in yourself, and the joy and the pride that we would all have in you, celebrating this beautiful milestone with you. And as you're sitting there, imagine all of the negative things, starting from your head, going down, leaving your body, and exiting on all of the parts that are touching the earth, down from the top of your head to your eyes, to your throat, to your shoulders, down your heart, down to your belly button, down your legs, down your feet, deep, deep, deep into the earth. And now, instead of pulling inspiration from the earth, you look up and you notice each and every one of us standing there, quietly waiting for you to join us. And we smile and wave. And as you stand up, you run over to us and we all give each other a very encouraging hug. And we hold hands and we turn and face into the sunset of 2023 and walk boldly into the direction of our dreams with the confidence and knowledge that we will achieve these things because we have each other. We will not fall because we have connection. Take a moment to enjoy this beautiful connection and your new intention. And when you are ready, open your eyes.
I didn't mean to call Steve a critter.
CK, yes, we shortened the meetings to an hour so that Carol can get out into the barn and do.
Yeah, I don't. It's not good if I get out there after it's gotten completely dark. I really need to start getting out there as the sun is setting. As the year moves on and the time of sunset gets later, you know, I'll have a little bit more leeway. But yeah, I think you do too, Tammy C. This is our first big day in the big pasture in a few days. They found some ways to crawl under, so we had some holes to fit into seal, and yeah. So they're probably out there barking because they can't get under the fence.
They're angry at the ways you're keeping them in now.
Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you tomorrow or later tonight if something else comes up. So you guys
Sure.
take care.
Bye. Love you.
I want to say hi and
Love
bye.
you too.
Okay. I'll let you do it really quick, okay? Somebody just wants to say hi and bye.
Hi, bye.
Hi.
Hello.
Good night, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
It's really good seeing you, Rebecca.
Great seeing you too.
Being here.
Good night.
You too. I love you guys. I love this meeting because it's not a meeting without you guys making a meeting of it. And thank you for being here. It makes a world of difference. You know, it makes it, you guys are making this such a great place. And I love you all. And I hope to see you next meeting. And until then, peace, y'all.